Good afternoon, Louisiana. It is our pleasure and duty to come together with our Legislative Caucus, Black Caucus, that you see standing here on the right side and behind me. The right side of history and for the rights of our citizenry. Today we start the beginning of a special session to right the wrong. Our job here is to make sure a congressional map is drawn for the state of Louisiana with 2 African-American congressional seats fairly representing the people of Louisiana. The question is whether legislative districts are drawn to elect whites or blacks is especially important because it plays such a decisive role in determining the winning. We are the winners in Louisiana in this fight. If we adhere to the increase in black citizenry in Louisiana and add a 2nd congressional seat, we're the winners. But we're the losers in Louisiana if we don't do something about this district. Just a reminder of what we are fighting for. 31.2% of Louisiana voting age population that is black, but black voters only control 17% of Louisiana congressional districts. And that's a source that was taken from the Advocate. So we are here, some of them, behind some manufactured concerns. The main argument of the majority is that they don't have enough time. Somehow, time was found last year to come back for a veto session to get certain priorities passed. So we know that when it's something considered important to them, they find time to hear and pass legislation. And if it's against some people's agenda, we find time to kill it. No further discussions. Let's get these maps done. And now I'll yield to my colleagues for additional comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, we would like to thank the lawyers for getting us to where we are today. We knew from the very beginning that this was not only going to be a legislative fight, but it was going to be, more importantly, a legal fight. So I want to thank the local councils who have come on board, who are on board. Steve Irvin, thank you so very much, and Ernest Johnson. I don't think Ernest is here. They are representing the Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus. And I also want to thank the national lawyers. They don't represent us directly, but they are the ones who are driving this train, and that is the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. I certainly want to thank Jared Evans, who I'm going to have to come after I make these little short remarks. This has been a struggle, and as I've said to the caucus and as I've said to many members of the legislature, we are on the 50-yard line. We're not on the 1-yard line. We're not on the 5-yard line. We have 50 more yards to go. And this state deserves a 2nd majority-minority district. And hopefully we get there. But we have to continue to fight. And for those of you in the press, you probably witnessed it today. No matter how hard we fight, there will always be resistance. So I would like for Jared Evans to come and just kind of like give you a little briefing as to where we are from a legal perspective. And then we have the member, we have Senator Boudreaux to come, and then we'll take questions. Is that all right, Mr. Chairman? I'm sorry. And then, I'm sorry, cannot forget Senator Royce DePlessis. Yes. And then Senator Representative Royce DePlessis. But Jared?
Thank you so much, Senator Fields. Let's take a look at what the majority has done over the past year. They had a roadshow where they went around to all the major cities in the state. They received public input, and the overwhelming input from every single city they went to was a 2nd majority opportunity district for black voters. They ignored that. They then had a redistricting session. Again, the overwhelming sentiment from the public was give us 2 opportunities to elect our member of choice to Congress. They ignored that. When the governor vetoed their racist, illegal, and unfair map, they found the political will to override that veto. Again, and when we sued them in court, when we won, when the Middle District of Louisiana, Judge Shelley Dick told them that their map was non-compliant, that it was a violation of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, not only did they challenge that in Fifth Circuit, they've again asked for more time. And tomorrow morning, when they appear before Judge Dick, they've got some explaining to do. But I am extremely confident that irrespective of what kind of maneuvers they pull, that justice will prevail, fairness and equity will prevail. Members of the Black Caucus, today y'all gave me the greatest birthday gift I could have asked for. If you ever want to know what a race war looks like, you saw it today. The Black Caucus conducted themselves like gladiators, like true warriors, and I could not be more proud of them. We would not be where we are if it were not for how the Black Caucus has led us and conducted themselves throughout this process, and I'm so grateful to be part of y'all in this fight. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I want to begin by thanking our chairman, all of our leadership throughout this process, and certainly LDF and all of the groups throughout the state that have played an instrumental role in us getting to this point. Not to reiterate everything that's already been said, but I do want to just sort of paint a backdrop so the public understands the climate in which we are operating. The games have not stopped. In fact, it seems like the games are just beginning. We went across this state on what was described as a road show, but it's clear to me that it was just a dog and pony show. Because if we were serious about putting the people of Louisiana first, we wouldn't be here right now. And we still wouldn't be trying to advance maps that don't even come close to compliance of the judge's orders. We have former presidents who want to disregard election results. And it seems like we have legislators that want to disregard the will of the people, that want to disregard the Voting Rights Act, that want to disregard 1/3 of this state. It's a very simple math equation, but it's also a very simple moral question. Right now, we are operating under maps that are on the wrong side of the law and that will be on the wrong side of history. And I'm so proud to stand with this caucus because we will not be on the wrong side of history. And we will fight to the end to ensure that the Black people in this state are adequately represented. Thank you.
Okay, we have any questions?
For any members of the House, what do you think of the Speaker's explanation that tomorrow should be a day expelled for transparency purposes?
I'm still trying to interpret the Speaker's explanation, and I say that with all due respect. He said he believed that his map complies with redistricting. I'm not sure what that means as it relates to my question as to why we weren't coming in tomorrow. I think, again, that doesn't make sense. We have 6 days to get this right. So while we're giving ourselves an extra day not to work, we're also asking the court, and I say we, leadership, is also asking the court for an extension. Might I add, this is a point that has not been mentioned, we're paying $60,000 a month to lawyers that nobody standing up here has the right to talk to. So I don't know who's providing that advice, but in terms of how it fits into their quest for additional time, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. We should be meeting tomorrow.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.